bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Paul Lisnick and this is Comcast Newsmakers. This hour's newsmaker is Susan Reyna-Guerrero. She's president and CEO for Beacon Therapeutic Diagnostic and Treatment Center. Today we're going to be talking about empowering lives and changing the future of our youth. Susan, it's wonderful to see you.
Thank you.
You work with children, families, emotionally and behaviorally disturbed children, but I want to start with a statistic because I think it's incredible, that the average age of a homeless person today is 9.
Yes.
That's stunning to hear. Explain that.
Yes, it is. And actually, it's interesting because most people don't realize that. I think when you think of a homeless person, you may traditionally think of a single. But realistically, the average homeless person is 9. And even though nationally the number of homeless chronically individuals has gone down, the number of homeless children and families continues to grow.
And is that the reason that it's 9 is because when you have a homeless entity, it may be a family you're talking about, and there may be several kids in the family.
Yes. So in Chicago, for example, 38% of the homeless are families. And so when you think of a family, they may have 2 or 3 children. And again, average age is 9, which is shocking because people don't realize that.
It is. And so you work with those folks. But let's go back a little bit in history because the efforts of Beacon started about 40 years ago. A bunch of concerned parents. Tell me about what was their concern.
Sure. Actually, it's interesting because it literally became a number of parents wanted to provide a better educational program for their children. So they started a school in a church basement. And flash forward 40 years from now to today, we've grown from a small school to a multi-service program where essentially all of our services emanated from identifying what the needs are of the children. So back in the 90s, we realized that a number of our students were actually in homeless shelters. So our program continues to provide a full array of academic programming designed to meet the needs of the children.
And I know you're working with kids from ages 3 to 21, but these are kids who have emotional or behavioral issues, correct?
Yes. These are children who, because of their unique learning needs, can't be educated within the regular school system. So the school districts work with us, and then we provide the services they need so they can get their diplomas or they can go back to their home schools when they're ready.
You're indicating part of the answer, but do the kids or the families find their way to you themselves, or does it have to be generated by the school?
It's generated by the school. So the school districts meet with the parents, they determine their learning needs can't be met within their home school, so then they find a program like Beacon, and then we're able to meet those needs. So there's social workers and psychologists and psychiatrists and special education teachers.
Well, I was going to say, talk to me a bit about the education that they go through. I'm assuming there's the traditional math and science and the kind of subjects we have to learn, but what's the difference in approach?
Actually, we look at all the state standards and we modify them to meet the needs of the best way for those children to learn. So essentially, it's a regular curriculum, it's all the state standards, but we're modifying it so that the children are able from it. And also we have all the other support. So there's social workers at the ready to support them, responding to their emotional issues. And then we also work with the families, because clearly we can't just work with the students, we also work with the families so that the changes we're making become long-lasting and part of that family.
Ultimately, when they graduate, is it the diploma from a high school they've gone to? Is it the diploma from Beacon?
It's a diploma from both, actually.
Okay.
So their school districts do award them their diplomas, and then we also award them their diplomas. But for many of our children, they don't graduate from us. Our goal is to get them back to their home school. So they may be with us a year, they may be with us 2 to 3 years, but the goal is to get them back to their community school.
You need help, you need volunteers, you need people to assist you in the funding and the work. Talk to me about how people who are watching us can assist.
Yes. Well, actually, because we don't have an alumni group, it's very difficult to get funding. And clearly, though we have diverse funding, we do look for board member participation, we do look for volunteers, we look for donations. When we talk about our homeless program, the goal is to get them housed. So many times we need resources like bedding, and we call them fresh start kits. So like when moms have their babies, they need the cribs, they need the cradle, strollers, so those kinds of things. So we look for donations in kind, we look for corporate sponsors for our events, and we also look for corporate citizenship opportunities.
For people that want to be to get involved, financial is one way, but they can also give in kind. I think you're indicating that that is possible.
Yes, they can give in kind. So again, we look for diapers, we look for milk, we look for just a broad array of resources that families need on a daily basis. So particularly for once we get them housed, they're able to access those services.
We posted the website, but go ahead and just say the website for those.
Sure, it's www.beacontherapeutic-.org.
Okay. What great work you do. Thanks for being with me.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks for the kids that you're helping.
Thank you.
This hour's newsmaker has been Susan Reyna-Guerrero for the Beacon Therapeutic Diagnostic and Treatment Center. It takes a long time to say that. I'm Paul Lisnick. If you want more information about the show, just go to newsmakers.tv. This is Comcast Newsmakers. Bye-bye.
The preceding was a presentation of Comcast Newsmakers. Now, back to headline news.